And I'm going to say good morning to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. All these beautiful faces. Good to see everybody. And oh, I do have some lovely music that I picked out that I'm going to kick us off with. Let me get it up here. Oh yeah, we'll do this one. I'm just going to share, this is not a video, so I'm just going to share my sound. And you guys have heard this before. This is Karen, Holy but goody. But I don't know why. This just sounded like a good one to talk about, since we're talking about love today, specifically self-love. And this reminded me of that. Oops.
It's gonna happen.
Can you all hear it?
Yeah. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. I sing my little mantra, I'm gonna get it in my head. Today is a party, I'm gonna leap on out of bed. And I start my day in this way, knowing everything is okay. I look for the good in everything, makes me wanna say, oh, 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 something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. It's not out in the future, it's right before my eyes. The beauty, joy, and wonder, it's time I realize that every moment is a gift. All it takes is the slightest shift to see the good in everything. It'll make you wanna say, oh, 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 something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Yeah. How can I be open to it? Gratitude, gratitude. What if I'm not really feeling it? Gratitude, gratitude. I believe in the power of what I say will be. I finally learned the lesson that gratitude is the key. Amazing, 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 amazing. It's all amazing, amazing, amazing. is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Yes, something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazing, amazing, yeah. Don't know what it's gonna be yet. It's so amazing. Something coming, something good. Something's coming, something's good. Something's coming, something. It's so amazing.
Something amazingly awesome. Love that. Oh, so good morning again, everyone. And I just want to welcome our practitioner of the day, Rob McGregor, who always has interesting things to say. Actually, all of our practitioners have interesting things to say, but we're going to hear Rob today. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning. He's going to try to be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so is the sheet that Michelle sends around that tells us what we're talking about. The stated topic today was leaning into love, whether it's self-love or loving your world. And the fact of the matter is, we all want to be more loving. Now, Ernest taught us that there's the love and there's the law. And this morning, I'm going to talk about using the law to achieve a more loving state. And what I'm going to say probably has very little to do with what Michelle is going to say on the topic, but that's good because I wouldn't want to steal her thunder. But in our teaching, we define God as all there is, the whole enchilada. If it exists, it's God. Okay. And we also say that God is universally good. But what you often hear in response to this is, well, what about war? What about terrorists? What about mass murderers? Now, my standard response is to quote my friend Morgan, who says, that stuff has nothing to do with me. But if that's not enough, I get it. So here's my system for being more loving. Start by identifying your fears. Actually itemize them. Then negate each fear with an affirmation. Then incorporate those affirmations into a daily prayer. Okay, here's how it works. And I'll give you an actual example of how to use this by sharing one of my own fears with you. Now, artificial intelligence, for some reason, seems to have a self-preservation aspect to it. And most super smart AI developers, that's the people that created AI, the majority of them seem to think that AI might ultimately get loose and end up destroying the human race. Now, pretty dark, huh? Okay, that's my fear. And you'll have different stuff. But what do I do about that fear? Well, I start by recognizing that if God is everything, then AI has got to be 100% God, period. But even that's not enough to handle a really, really big fear. So what do I do next? I start by making sure that AI is on my list of fears. Then I create an affirmation for each item of on my fear list. So what's my affirmation for AI? AI always, always, always makes our lives better without exception. Always makes our lives better, period. And what is the inevitable result of this daily prayer? The universe will show me evidence that what I'm declaring in my prayer is actually true because that's what prayers do. Perhaps I'll see that safeguards are being installed in AI to make it value, quote unquote, human benefits over its own survival, or something else will happen, something I can't even imagine that causes me to feel better about the situation. Now, as I said, your list of scary stuff is going to be different from mine. But what happens when you pray daily that each scary item on your list is, in reality, not a thing? Your whole world becomes noticeably warmer and better feeling and happier and friendlier. It is your nature as God in action to want to be more loving. And because of your spiritual work, it is now easy to be more loving because your whole world just became more lovable. I'm just saying, let us pray. So I'm inviting you to take this opportunity with me to sink into the internal wonder of your own being and to feel at the very core, the very essence of God that you are, to feel the goodness deep inside you that is exactly what God is. All of the love and all of the joy and all of the peace and all of the beauty that you are, that God is, that we are one. And right now, I am feeling delighted that I get to experience this because in this state, I know that we are in a perfect state, that we can experience the goodness anytime we want. It's always there, that it is obviously that which makes up our entire lives. And the core of what we are radiates out into our experience of life, making it better, making it wondrous, making it just click, making it do exactly what it needs to do to be the wonderful expression of that which God is. And I am knowing that this day is a wonderful day, that this session that we have together is a wondrous session, that everything is blessed. Every part of this service is blessed. Every part of this service serves each and every one of us to help us learn and make our lives better. Help us to experience a more wondrous life and a more wondrous time in that life, that we can just revel in how delightful life is. And life is so very good. Thank you, God, that Michelle is blessed, that she has prepared for us a wonderful talk that will serve each and every one of us, that will help us expand our horizons and experience life in a new way that is better than we ever thought possible. I am knowing this for each and every one of us. I am letting this be. I am letting it go. I am releasing my word. And together we say, and so it is. And with any luck, there it is. This is June's affirmation. Love is the truth of who I am. I give and receive love freely and fully. Love guides my thoughts, my words, and my actions each day. Rooted in love, I bless the world, and the world blesses me. And so it is.
I was hoping you could read that because it's a dark background with white letters.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know. I'm glad that was good. Well, that, my friend, was delightful. And I have to say, I picked out this piece of music, which we're all familiar with. It's Daniel Nahmod's One Power. And I kept going back and looking for other songs. And then I kept coming back to it. Now I think I'm supposed to do this one. And now I know why, because there's only one power, which AI is included in. So, so I'm going to play that. And let's see, is it? I don't recall. I think it does have a video. Let me see. I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay. So I'm going to play the video version of One Power.
power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power is what we are. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power, it's one power. What we are is one power.
Oh, yes, it is. Wow, that was beautiful. I know I've said this before, but one time I saw Daniel, I think it was a Sillamar, play this song live, and he said, "If I die tomorrow, this is my greatest legacy, this song." So, and I agree. It's a beautiful song. Oh, my friends, it's so good to be here this morning with y'all. With y'all, I'm really not from the South. So I just want to say good morning again. Good morning, one heart, one mind family. And I know I've said this before too. Our Sunday gatherings are always just this opportunity for us to come together and even if I'm doing most of the talking or the practitioner or the music, we still get to explore this thing called life and this thing called love together. So whether you're here in real time or you're listening to the replay, welcome to our loving community circle. Everybody's welcome here. We are really open and welcoming. So this month, as you probably guessed by that music, we're exploring love. And as Rob said, we're exploring love. And sometimes I kind of think that we make love too complicated. We imagine that we have to produce love somehow or find it or earn it or protect it or somehow hold on to it. But none of that is true. Love is the very nature of life itself. It's present everywhere, always. Love just is. It reminds me of what Gisela says about the isness of life. Love is the isness of life. We don't have to create more love. We just have to embody love, what's already here, and express it through our humanity. And as I was putting together the talk, I got to that point where I was saying we have to embody it, and I thought I don't want to skip over that idea. Sometimes we use these words and we just assume everybody knows we're talking about the same thing, when sometimes we don't. I think we really have to hear those words. When we say, and we do this a lot whenever we're talking about spiritual principles of any kind, but today we're talking about love. And I think it's important to make sure that we're clear on what it means to embody love or any other spiritual principle. What does that really mean? Well, let's use this analogy. We all know the difference between reading a recipe and preparing a meal. Reading gives us the information, cooking gives us the actual experience of putting the foods together, of being creative, of, oh, I know this herb goes with this, whatever. And in the same way, we can study love, we can talk about love, we can admire love, but until we have the experience of love within ourselves, love for others, love for life, as Rob said, we haven't embodied it. Embodiment is what happens when a spiritual truth, a spiritual principle moves from our head into our heart, and then it gets lived in our lives. To embody something is to become a living expression of that something. And honestly, the principle of love itself is pretty darn simple. We've all experienced love in some form at some point in our lives. Even if we don't feel that our life is always alive with love, we've had the experience of love, whether it's our parents or our family or our friends or our pets. It's our opinions and our fears and our wounds and our expectations that make love seem difficult. But I have to say, even when those obstacles show up, it's still awakening love, even if it may not feel like it right in the moment. But certainly upon reflection, we can see the gift in the obstacles. The obstacles show us where we've missed the mark. They show us where we may have some resistance to a higher, deeper experience of love. I truly believe that whatever's in the way of a full expression of love is going to show up in one form or another. And that is the pathway to transformation. And I know it's just a catchy phrase, but it's true that whatever's in the way is the way, because life always flows towards a greater expression of love. just like a river pushes all the debris out of the way so it can flow freely, so does love, both in our individual lives and actually in our collective lives. I have to say that I think that's a lot of what's going on in our world right now. We're getting the stuff out of the way. That is my prayer for sure. Ernest Holmes, our founder, wrote, "Love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation," which is a really wordy way of saying that it is the nature of spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, to give of itself because it's love. Its nature is love. And in our oneness with this spirit, God, whatever we want to call it, it's our nature too. Love isn't something we acquire. It's something we are and something we participate in. And every time we encourage or forgive or listen or create or nurture or serve, Spirit, God, love expresses more of itself into creation. Holmes consistently taught that there is one life, one mind, one spirit, expressing itself through countless individual forms. What did he say? Multiplicity from unity, he said. And he often spoke of the universal and the individual, the universal as the source and the individual as its unique expression. But he didn't couch them as separate realities, just different aspects of the same reality. And we could use all kinds, and we do use all kinds of metaphors to describe this unity. We say that the universal is the ocean and the individual is the wave, or that the universal is the sun and the individual is the sunbeam. Or how about the universal is the song and the individual is a unique voice singing it? Or we could just simply say the universal is love itself, and the individual is how love becomes visible in creation, in the world. So it seems to me that because we are individual expressions of God's love, it's helpful to be very clear about who we really are within this one life so that we can truly, again, there's this word, embody love, to have the experience of love. Otherwise, how could we possibly allow the self-givingness of God, as Holmes put it, to flow through us? How can we be present in love with ourselves or anyone else if we don't know that love is who we are, that love is our divine identity? Because even when we say, we say all the time that we love someone or we love something, a pet, an animal, a rock, doesn't matter. What we're really doing is recognizing the love that's already within us. The God in me recognizes and honors the God in you. We're waking up the love that's already who we are. We don't acquire love from a relationship. We recognize that it is who we already are, and it is mirrored back to us. And then we can stand together in the resonance of God's love with another person or another pet. That's what I'm thinking. But universal love always shows up as a fresh, new way of being when we share it with someone else. So given all this, let's talk about today, as Rob said, I really wanted to talk about self-love and what it really means to love ourselves. Often when we talk about self-love, it seems like we're just talking about taking care of ourselves, eating well, exercising, resting, playing, genuinely caring for our physical and mental and emotional well-being. And yes, that is absolutely part of it. And self-love also includes having a healthy sense of self-esteem and self-approval. But self-love is so much more than even any of these things, all of these things. Self-love is recognizing the truth of who we are at both levels of being, the universal, our spiritual nature, our oneness with spirit, and the individual, our unique expression of the universal, our personality, our gifts, our preferences, our life experiences. And then what happens is our self-esteem and our self-approval and our self-care kind of becomes a natural byproduct of our healthy embodiment of self-love. We always have to begin here because we don't get love out there. We spark an awareness and an awakening of the love that we already are. Self-love deepens when we realize that we truly are both the universal and the individual, that our divinity and our humanity are both a part of our current experience and both matter. And we don't want to deny our humanity by identifying only with the universal. I'm spirit, I'm divine, I'm one. And while this is certainly true, Holmes never taught that our human individuality was an illusion to be discarded. He taught that our individuality is the way spirit expresses its uniqueness as us, through us. The wave is not separate from the ocean, but neither is the ocean meant to be this kind of featureless flat thing, a body of water. It needs to be alive. And likewise, we're not meant to identify only with the individual, with our previous experiences, our missteps, our history, our wounds, or even our achievements or our preferences or our personality. Self-love requires a larger context, a larger understanding. The individual is rooted in the universal, and the universal expresses itself through the individual. And the bridge, and I'm hoping I'm not getting too complicated here, the bridge from my personal experience to both these aspects of ourselves is the ongoing unfolding of our spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness. Am I awake to my true universal identity? I think the bridge between the universal and the individual is that ongoing spiritual awareness. Not because spiritual awareness creates the connection, but because spiritual awareness reveals the connection. Spirit's already present. Love is already present. Wholeness is already present. Spiritual awareness simply allows us to recognize what's always been true. And when we recognize this truth, we begin to live differently. We begin to love differently. We forgive differently. We see ourselves differently. We see others differently. What changes isn't the presence of love. What changes is our awareness of it and our willingness to express it. I mean, it really isn't such a mystery. We see it all the time. Whenever we do something, especially something creative, which is pretty much everything, when we sing, we dance, we paint, we cook, we garden, we speak, we laugh, or we just visit with friends and family, where does the inspiration for all of that come from? It comes from universal love expressing through us. It's the spark of life that's always there. And we're the ones who choose to allow its full expression through us. We're like the river moving the debris out of the way. I'm reminded of a quote from the Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who said that enlightenment is when the wave realizes that it's the ocean. And what I'm calling spiritual awareness is very much part of this process of enlightenment. Spiritual awareness is just the growing recognition that the individual self is rooted in the universal life. And enlightenment is is just the complete realization of that truth. Spiritual awareness is sort of like the unfolding process moving us toward universal truth, and enlightenment is that full embodiment of universal truth. But it doesn't matter where we are, we're always somewhere on the journey, and in different places all the time, really. So, staying with our wave and ocean metaphor, we could say that spiritual awakening is when a wave suspects, has an inkling that it's really the ocean. While enlightenment is when a wave knows it is the ocean, capable of fully embodying the wisdom of both the ocean and the wave, and to love both, to honor the experience of both. And I think that this distinction between spiritual awareness and enlightenment can be useful because it avoids making this kind of a continual unfolding process that's going on all the time. It makes it more than an all or nothing event that we're on our way to, and when we get there, we'll be done. And it only happens to a few people. Instead, it makes it accessible. It's going on within everyone who's breathing, even when we're not aware of it. I think we can say that every moment of spiritual awareness is a moment of awakening. And every time we remember our connection to life and love and spirit, we're participating in this process of enlightenment. We're embodying more of our divinity while still honoring and appreciating our humanity. To me, this is very much in the spirit of what Ernest Holmes meant when he described all of life as both universal and individual, inviting us to embrace all parts of who we are and what we experience, to truly know all of ourselves and to truly love all of ourselves. And what I've noticed that most of our struggles with self-love, most of them happen when we identify exclusively with the wave. When the wave behaves, or when the wave itself believes that it's only a wave, then what pops up, fear. I've talked a lot about that. Comparison, judgment, separation. If a wave believes that it's just all by itself, it feels small and vulnerable and alone, and life is precarious. It compares itself to the other waves. Worries is, am I big enough? Am I important enough? Am I beautiful enough? Am I going to crash into the shore and disappear? But the moment a wave becomes aware that it's actually the ocean, everything changes. The wave still has a shape. It still has a unique expression. It still rises. It still falls. But it's no longer, it doesn't any longer think of itself as just this separate experience from life. It knows that it is part of the life that sustains it. It's part of the ocean, because its awareness of itself has changed. And then love, including self-love, it becomes less of an obligation and more of just kind of a natural expression of being, because we know we're connected to spirit, to life, to one another. And then love is free. Love is free to express through us however we wish to express it. The spiritual journey isn't discovering who deserves love and who doesn't. It's just a gradual awakening to the fact that the same life expresses through every wave in the ocean, even though not every wave always behaves nicely. Every wave doesn't behave wisely. And not every wave is really easy to be around, because not every wave is at the same stage of unfolding. But every wave is still made of the same stuff. It's still made of the ocean. And again, I think it's a pretty simple idea. And I don't think we have to complicate it. We just have to remain open and willing. I was trying to think of a real life experience that I've had that kind of demonstrates this idea. I have an older sister. She's 14 months older than I am. And from the very beginning, when we were just little kids, little girls playing together, we were just really remarkably different. And as we grew up, my sister always had this deeply held belief in Catholicism. She loved the Catholic faith. I never did. And because my mother was deeply Catholic as well, I sometimes kind of felt like odd man out. What's wrong with me? And even beyond the religion thing, my sister and I we just showed up in the world differently. We had different temperaments. I was always pretty optimistic and willing to jump feet first into life, and she was always just a little bit more cautious and reserved. And because we're so close in age, I think that an unspoken element was a competition for attention and approval from our parents, especially from my father, I think. And for many years, these differences really mattered to me. I wanted to be understood. I wanted to have my choices validated. I wanted her to see the world the way I saw it, and I wanted her to really see me. But something interesting kind of happened as I began to become more spiritually aware, that continually unfolding process that I was talking about. The more I learned to love myself for exactly who I am, and the more comfortable I became with my own divinity and my own humanness, the less important any of those differences felt. And most of the things have just fallen away. I really don't care. And in that falling away, something else appeared. I began to see her more clearly. I began to see her for who she was. I began to see our relationship not as a collection of differences, but as just two people doing the very best they can to express life in the way that made sense to both of us. And when I stopped comparing and resenting, then I was really able to see her kindness and to see her generosity. I saw her heart. We're still different. We always will be, but we love each other. And the more I know that I am the ocean, the less important any of the differences seems. You know, it doesn't matter to me what kind of a wave either of us is. We're just swimming together in an ocean of God's love, awakening to who we are in God, our universal self, and expressing that love in our individual and unique ways. That's life's journey. And it's through our experience of love that we understand ourselves and our place in the world and our place in relationship to each other, to live our divinity through our humanity. So to end today, I'd like to do a little centering. Let me centering in that ocean of love. So I'm going to invite you, if you feel comfortable. I wrote it down so I wouldn't be all over the board here. I'd like to invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And take a slow, conscious breath. Go within into that inner sanctuary. And in this inner space, I invite you to allow yourself to become aware of your own humanity. Your own humanity. Feel your body. Notice your thoughts. And notice how you feel right now in this moment. How do you feel? And now I invite you to let your thoughts travel back through your life. What is Beckwith calls it, the mystic chord of memory. And think about the unique story that your life is. Think of the gifts that you carry within you. Think of the challenges that you've faced. And think of the wisdom that you've gained through them. Acknowledge the beautiful, unique wave that you are. And now I invite you to allow your awareness to expand. Move beyond your body, your personal story, beyond your roles and your responsibilities, beyond your successes and your failures. And rest for a moment in the awareness of the life that is breathing you. The presence that existed before any label, title, or human identity. Stretch your awareness out to embrace the one life, the one love, and feel into the vastness of this presence. And now I invite you to notice that your humanity and this larger presence are not two separate realities. Your wave is not separate from this vast ocean and presence of love. Your humanity is not separate from this infinite, divine, creative source. The universal is simply expressing as the individual you. The infinite expressing as you. And just allow yourself to rest in that for a minute. Now, I'm going to invite you to bring to mind someone that it is so easy for you to love. And recognize that they too are just a wave in the great ocean of life. A unique expression of the same presence, the same love. And now bring to mind someone with whom you're challenged by, that you feel different from. And without needing to change them, simply recognize this one, this wave too, is made of the same ocean. Every wave rises and falls within the same vast sea of life. We belong to one another because we belong to the one life. And now I invite you to silently affirm with me. You can say it to yourself after I say it. I am a unique expression of the one life. I am rooted in love. I am sustained by love. I express love. I am love. You are love. And we are love. And so it is. I think that's our prayer. So let's just take a breath together. Sometimes after I do that kind of an I don't know what to call it, inward journey, I need a minute to just go, oh, where am I? Oh, well, that was a fun journey for me to take some very wise and beautiful ideas from Ernest Holmes and some metaphors that we use all the time, and to weave them into our daily experience of human life. So I truly hope that was part of your takeaway. So let's see. I guess it's time for our conscious giving. Relaine, is that you, sweetheart?
Yes, it
I
is.
thought so.
Yeah. All right. So this is our time of giving, and it's very easy, and we can give on Venmo to Reverend Michelle's lovely picture and One Heart, One Mind Center, or we can send her a check. And we all know how to do that, right, Michelle?
We should by now, yes.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah,
we're
I've
good.
got the if you don't know how to get to the Venmo, text me.
Yeah.
My phone number's in the e-newsletter. I think everybody gets it. I do have the affirmation here though.
Yes. And love is a wonderful expression when we give to one heart, one mind, embodying that feeling of love for ourselves and for each other and for the entire community and beyond. Sacred giving. I give with a grateful heart, knowing that the Spirit is the source and substance of all supply. I joyfully participate in the circulation of abundance. My offering blesses the world and returns to me multiplied. I am grateful, I am prosperous, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Relaine.
Welcome.
I'll come back to you in a minute for the benediction, but in the meantime, let's see, what are we doing? Well, I want to thank everybody for who came to Ohm and was present there online or in person. That was fun. And then I want to thank Gisela for having us join her at her home. And tomorrow night on Monday evening, we will definitely have our prayer group. Hang on a second. I brought my book. And then this Tuesday, for 3 Tuesdays, we're going to skip the Tuesday night. And then we're going to start this book called Radical Compassion. I started listening to it. I like her. She reads, it's an audiobook. She reads her own book, and just her voice just makes you want to, just relax. she's like, oh. So we're going to start that on, I believe it's July 7th. I believe that's what I put it in the e-newsletter, but I believe that's the date. So we'll start that. Honestly, I think that's about all I have. Is this week? No. Is this week your
Prayer circle.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this Wednesday,
10 o'clock. Yes.
10 o'clock is, and then not this week, but the following week is the joyous expectancy of being me.
Yes.
I think it's on the 24th, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's last Wednesday of the month, and that's at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and that's fun. Okay. So now I'm going to come back to you for the benediction.
Okay. All right, so let's just close our eyes and feel the love. And feel the love for ourselves and for each other, for God, for Spirit, for our community, for our world at large, for the planet Earth. And just knowing that this circle of love really fully always comes back to ourselves, knowing that as we love ourselves and care for ourselves with self-care and love and kindness and compassion and joy and happiness, and just embracing ourselves with all those wonderful blessings of being who we are, then we're so much able to love others and to give our love and to receive our love. So I'm very grateful for this talk, one of my favorites. I'm sorry I had computer troubles in the beginning, so I didn't get to hear Rob. I apologize, but I know it was wonderful. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for each and every one of you, and just feeling lots and lots of love for each and every one of you. And we just are so grateful to release this prayer into divine law, knowing it is good, it is so, it is done. And so it is.
So it is. So I do want to say, I know Lisa's birthday is on the 20th or the 25th. 25th. 25th?
I'm sorry, you're talking
25th.
Oh, 25th.
25th. And Claire's birthday was on the 11th.
Happy birthday, Claire.
Happy birthday, Claire. And anybody else have a birthday in June? My brother's birthday is tomorrow. Not that he's here, but but I just want to wish you both just a wonderful birthday and a wonderful year. I just know that this is, like I like to say, best year ever. Best year ever. All right, I have a song about love, and then I'll turn off the. This is not a video, so this is just music, and I was on the fence, which so much music about love, but here's the one I picked.
Be with you, peace be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make good flow to you, and let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. All together, hand in hand, we see the light, we take a stand, and we are changing. A whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free. Share this blessing. Love be with you. peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathing in. Truth come through you, may good flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathing in. Truth come through you. May good flow to you. Let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, 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 love be with you.
Abigail had to go. All right, my friends, I am going to stop the recording.